Bill, please. Can you come back later, please? Well, isn't it annoying when you get that bill and that little tiny 6% shows up? Well, that's GST. Did you know how GST came about? It all started back in 2013 when Prime Minister Najib Razak has implemented it. This was done because he could cut the fastly rising debt of the country. However, many of the Rakyat did not agree with the implementation of GST. But the Prime Minister has a hard stance when it comes to it.
GST mungkin tak popular jangka pendek. Tetapi kalau kita boleh memperbaiki pelaksanaannya, kita ambil tindakan pada member yang tidak bertanggungjawab, naikkan harga, kita beri penjelasan tambahan pada rakyat. Tentu sekali kita mesti sedar bahawa sebagai sebuah negara kita mesti kompetitif.
I've decided to embark my journey to some of the private universities and to find out more about their stance on GST.
I guess GST has its pros and cons. For the pros, it helps the government to increase on their income, whereas for the cons, it puts a burden on the citizens.
GST is something the government came up with so that we're not really doing well economically, so I think they really needed GST so that our economy would be better.
I think that everyone will have to go through. Every country has GST, everyone has to pay their taxes. It's just that this one came a little later, so I guess it comes a little bit as more of like a shock, or say a culture shock to people, but honestly it's no big deal.
As students, let's all agree we came to this situation where we have to divide our GST with our friends.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying when you're trying to pay for a bill and then at the end that's like 6% GST and then we all have to divide that by how many people are in the group.
With the inconvenience of GST, are university students still dining out as much as they did before?
还是会啊，会比较少，比较多回家咯，吃妈妈煮的饭。
Well, it is evidently clear that eating out is still considered an option along with eating at home even after the implementation of the goods and service tax. Apparently, students still dine out as much as they did before. This isn't shocking, as a study conducted by the International Accounting and Business Conference in 2015 concluded that more than half have agreed that GST has benefited the country. If you're having trouble maintaining your finances as a student, try packing your lunch from home. Not only that, there are a lot of great resources that can advise you on saving money. Here are some of the best advices that were given by the experts.
Not just times like this, but students should always be more productive. Think twice before they spend on something that's not necessary. I think the GST will impact more on the products that are imported, and for local product, I think it should be still okay.
After the GST implement, of course, they cannot avoid on the fees. No choice, they must pay the GST. But spend lesser, try to save more. You can do part-time jobs because they also know how the parents needs.
5年前，我们吃一个我们一餐 ，OK， 可能需要5块钱到8块钱 ，OK，let's say 5年前，今时 maybe 你要 spend up more 30% to 50%， 在这样的情形，你的收入是保持指定的 level， 可是你花费多了，这样子要怎么办？你这样省不到的次，没有可能省到的。
省钱是对，
找钱找多一点哦。solution 就
最重要的东西，找多一点钱，
想办法找钱，
想办法找。
Oh look, guess I have enough money to pay my GST. As I conclude our journey, I noticed that many students have different views on GST. Like it or hate it, we couldn't really avoid paying GST. We should come to an understanding and acceptance that GST exists. Not to mention, we should learn to spend and save our money wisely. Thank you.